Are there any questions for Patty?
I would like to know how she learned to speak so like that.
Well, when I was 2 years old, Mother sent me to this hospital. There were 7 of us that learned to read lips and speak. I didn't understand what they just kept talking and trying to get these words to come out of my mouth, and I couldn't hear anything. I didn't understand anything. They were teaching me to use my voice with, like, put a feather in front of my mouth and blow, make it, this is a P sound, and touch different parts of your face. And when I was 7 years old, I started to learn sign language. And then I understood, it was easier to communicate, and that made it much easier, because lip reading and trying to use my speech was really a struggle. I tried to wear hearing aids, like one of these old box hearing aids and different hearing aids, and I just didn't understand the voices. It was just, and it had to be really, really loud to, and then I would go to speech therapy, and they're like, "Oh, your voice is perfect." The therapist would say, "Oh, you have good speech, good speech." I'm like, get all excited, and I'd go to my hearing friends and try to talk, and they'd look at me like, "I don't understand what you're saying." And I said, my speech therapist lied to me. And so I just decided to turn off my voice and not try to use my voice. But some hearing people hear me. They say I kind of whisper sometimes and make noise when I'm signing, and I don't realize it. But, oh well. I can't hear.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Patty, what would you say, do you hear your own breath inside of your head when you're breathing in and breathing out? No?
Nope. I feel the breath in my chest. I can feel it in and out. And I feel it moving through my nose and my mouth. I can just feel it. Joni says she can hear me breathing, but I'm like, how? I don't know how. I thought breathing was silent, but she says no. It's so.
What would you say is your biggest challenge? Because we each have different challenges when we sit. For some people, it's what they hear that distracts them. For other people, it's what their eyes get busy with that distract them. What would you say would be your biggest challenge?
At the Zen Center, the floor, I can feel vibrations real easy. The first time, I guess the first few months, I kept feeling the floor moving, the vibrations. Like there's a train track nearby, and when trains would go by or the heater or air conditioning would come on, I could feel it. Sometimes people walk, and I can feel the vibrations. One time, it was like somebody was like walking. A man was very heavy and large, and he was taking heavy steps, and it's like I thought, oh, it was over, and I looked around, nobody was moving, so I was like, oh, we're still sitting. And so, like whenever people bow, I don't know what like when it's over, what time it is. So it's hard for me because I don't, pay attention to that. Sometimes when I'm alone and there's nobody else, like there's just a window there, I've just had to learn to just ignore other things, just kind of stay focused. And until somebody taps me on the shoulder and says it's time, we're done.
So your mind quickly starts to wonder about the vibrations. Is that what happens? You quickly want to know what it is and what I'm feeling and identify it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to know. I'm just curious. Like, it's like, and I tell myself, I have to put that thought on hold till later and ask somebody, what was that? Right now, vibrations don't bother me as much. I just, if it's a train or air conditioner or somebody walking, I just don't care. I just let it go. I'm curious your a comparison of your experience at the Marie Cannon Zen Center and here at the Unity Church. At the Zen Center, it's easier to focus because we face the wall. Here, there's a lot of distractions. The first time I was here, it was like I just could not focus until I got used to it, and then I had to learn to kind of disconnect from everything and just kind of laugh. People would laugh, and somebody would laugh, and it would make me laugh, and I was like, just things on and off. Like you laugh, and I'm trying to contain myself when Daniel laughs all the time. And same him, different people, Sometimes I have good days and bad days, like everybody else. I just accept it. That's who I am, whatever. And I go on.
So, Patty, I'm wondering, like the meditation practices like sitting, walking, breathing, I mean, I can understand those are straightforward, but like Dharma teachings, when you're in a meditation group and there are Dharma teachings, and did those concepts take longer for you to grasp since there are a lot of words that aren't necessarily English language?
Well, the first time, I didn't understand the words, Zen words. I was like, and I started reading, and I would ask Joni to explain, and I'd ask Jenny, my interpreter, different words. And the first time I didn't understand, same as you hearing people. The first time, I saw the sign for Buddhist, I'm like, I didn't even know what that was. And so I had to learn, and I've learned as I go along. My interpreter at first sometimes would have a hard time translating the sign concepts because it's not English. English and ASL is different. So you'd have to, like, in the talks, Joni and I we sat down and we'd try to figure out what's the best way to translate these things. And, I just kept modifying it and changing it. And, we still do as we go along as things come up.
Thank you so much.
That's a question.
I'm not sure how to word this. Could you see your deafness as I'm not sure if I should use the word gift to experience life and to go through your spiritual journey in a special way?
That's just who I am. I've accepted it of who I am. Some people call it a hearing impaired, but I feel like nothing's missing. It's just me.
I just want to say how grateful I am for Patty and Daniel being here, and they just really are an enrichment to our community. Sometimes when I have felt distracted by certain people shuffling or making noises or whatever during meditation, I just try to imagine myself like Daniel or Patty, because I know that those sounds wouldn't bother them, so why should they bother me? And also I've tried to be more mindful about how we place things in the room beautifully and symmetrically, because visual is so important for them. And so thank you so much again, both.